And my friends, welcome to another edition of Political Point Magazine. You are watching Political Point Magazine. Yes. Where the right is right and the left the left is always on the wrong side of history. Why? Because political minds want to know. So enjoy a conservative point of view. And let's talk pea soup. With tonight's top stories, Obamacare reports 8 million enrolled, but minority enrollment is really low. We have a crystal ball report on how Obamacare equals the end of the Democratic Party. You will find this amazing. And as the GOP rises, the Democrats fall. Who will the GOP pick in 2016 for their nominee? We have an in-depth report on that in our crystal ball report as well. And now also new evidence new evidence points to a cover-up as far as Benghazi is concerned. And here's a hint: Hillary's State Department was involved. Yep. And emails lead to the cover-up and the talking points and stuff like that. We will talk more about that, and we will take it to the phones and talk to you, the viewer, on this Monday, the 5th of May. Welcome to another edition of Political Point Magazine. I am your humble host, William Nitro. All right, my friends. Yes, this is quite interesting. Yes, as we take it down a notch here. All right, now, well, my friends, it appears now that we have a situation here. Well, hold on, let me take that down a notch here. All right, yes, so here we are. And now, my friends, now, as I grab the microphone here, and this is quite interesting that things have been shaping up to be quite interesting. And now I am going to talk about a lot of things, but however, before I get to my main top stories here, all right, now there's a lot of talk about about voter ID laws. Okay, now me personally, I think that voter ID laws are important. Okay, now the Democrats scream, "Oh no, they disenfranchise voters and stuff like that." No, that's not the case. All right, in fact, okay, a former prominent Democrat, a former ambassador, was in favor of voter ID, most recently. Okay, in fact, we take it to this guy right here, who was a former ambassador, and along with Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton, now they endorse voter ID in the form of a picture ID on your Social Security card. Okay, that is what they are in favor of. Now, surprisingly, all the rest of the Democrats are against this idea. Okay, their fuss is, oh, it could invade privacy and stuff like that. I'm like, no, how is that invading privacy? Just a picture ID on your social security card. Okay, I'm for that. I'd be for that. Okay, when you go in, how can you be against voter ID laws? Okay, they stop voter fraud. Okay, right at the polls. Okay, and nobody is disenfranchised. Nobody is turned away. When you show your ID for for voting, as far as voting is concerned. All right, I this puzzles me because the Democrats seem to be against everything that makes this country thrive and prosper. I just don't understand it. It's just ridiculous. Okay, they're against voter ID laws because they claim privacy issues and they block voters from they block certain groups from voting. And I'm like, how does it block people from voting? All right, it does not. These people are insane. All right, voter ID laws. It's just an ID. All right. Okay. Like, for example, okay, I have an ID because I can't drive anymore because the state suspended my driver's license. Right. Okay. So I have to have an ID. Okay. And so this, my friends, right here, is my picture ID. Right here. All right. Now, if I were to go into a store and buy alcohol or buy cigarettes, I'd have to show my ID. All right. Now, nobody objects to that. So why would somebody object to showing an ID when going in to vote? All right. It's the same thing. Okay. You need an ID to buy alcohol. You need an ID to buy tobacco. There's a legal age for voting. There's a legal age for drinking and smoking, too. So why not have IDs? Have people show your ID, that tells people who you are, where you're coming from, and everything else. That just solves our problem. We would eliminate voter fraud. And I got a pretty good idea now of why the Democrats seem to be hesitant on this. Okay, seem to hate voter ID laws. Okay, I have a pretty good idea of why the Democrats are doing this. Okay, it's quite childish, but okay, in every election, and you can look this up. All right, in every election, the Democrats have used registered dead people as registered voters in every election. So, if we install voter ID laws, the Democrats won't have that luxury anymore. Yep. So that eliminates voter fraud. That takes away the Democrats' hopes and dreams of ever getting anywhere in any elections. All right, because there'll be no way for the dead people to show their IDs. And no way will the Democrats ever be able to cheat in elections anymore. See, this is why we need voter ID laws, And this, my friends, I have so wanted to put together a commentary on this because this is so amazing. Because I figured it out. I figured the Democrats out. They always try to cheat in elections, okay, by using dead people on the register rolls, all right, and they're against They seem to be for illegitimate ideas. Okay, like they're against voter ID laws, but they're for giving driver's licenses to illegal aliens, to illegal immigrants. You know, so what is that all about? All right, they're against they're against everything that makes this country great. They're against free enterprise, right? They want to raise our taxes and kill businesses. You know, they're against, it's just ridiculous. Okay, so I suggest that, if you want to improve the country, all right, vote Republican. All right, this is my suggestion. All right, and on to what I now am taking a look at. Okay, now over the weekend, I worked overtime at Vanguard Printing, but I bought an issue of the USA Today. All right, and in the USA Today, all right, we have now, okay, in the USA Today, all right, it reports that Obamacare reports 8 million enrollees. All right. Yeah. Now get a load of this. All right. Get a load of this. All right. Okay. It says women and whites top signups through healthcare.gov. All right. Now I'm gonna read this to you. Okay. It says, okay, now in the USA Today. All right. And it says, okay, 8 million Americans, okay, supposedly, okay. Now, but they don't account for all the people that haven't paid their premiums. They don't even tell you that in this, okay. But this is quite the interesting article, okay. Now, the headline is misleading, okay. Okay, 8 million enrolled, but okay. There's a low enrollment for a certain constituency, so-called constituency of the Democratic Party. Okay, but listen to this. Okay, 8 million Americans have enrolled in health insurances through the Affordable Care Act. Okay, and of those reporting their race, 63% were white, according to new data released Thursday by the Department of Health and Human Services. Okay. Now, the data also showed that 54% of the enrollees were women. All right. Now, 31% of enrollees did not specify their race, obviously because they don't trust the government. Okay. Yep. And of the remaining enrollees reporting, 17% were African American, 11% were Hispanic, and 8% were Asian, and 1% was multiracial. Okay, 0.3% American Indian, Alaskan Native, and 1.1% were Native Hawaiian. Okay, now what this tells me, okay, is that that the minorities are not buying it. Okay, the minorities are not buying it. Okay, because if you look at this, okay, and I'm gonna zoom in on the little pull bar there. Okay, the little pull bar here. All right, as you can see off to the side here, okay, it said 62.9% of enrollees in Obamacare were white. Okay, then you go down in the pull here, in the pull bar, all right, right there, it says 16.7% were African American. All right. Then you go down further. It says 10.7% were Latino, and 7.9% were Asian, and others only 1.97%. Okay. Now this tells you a little something about what's going on here. Okay. In fact, okay. In fact, my friends, I am going to start another new segment, and thanks to pictures from my lovely beautiful girlfriends in Georgia. I have a crystal ball report. All right, we are going to start this off with the crystal ball reports. Okay, just like this, our crystal ball report. All right, so in my crystal ball report, okay, right here, okay, as our crystal ball reports, Obamacare equals the end of the Democratic Party, okay, as we know it. Okay, and this is how. Okay, so the report in the USA Today has Obamacare enrollment at 8 million supposedly, right? Okay, but now, okay, if you took a look at the graph, okay, once again, if you took a look at it in the USA Today, all right, and this is how Obamacare will spell the end of the Democratic Party down the line here. All right. So you notice, okay, in the enrollment it said, okay, that only 16.7% were African American. All right. Now, that's very low. All right. That just tells me that the minorities are not buying it. Plus, the youth aren't even signing up either for it. So, if you take a look at every election, the 2012 election and the 2008 election. All right. Now, look, if you look at how the minority groups, the Latinos, and the Latinos and the African Americans especially, all right, went in droves. They came in droves just to vote Obama in, right? Okay, but now, in Obamacare enrollment, they are scarce. All right, they're not buying this thing. All right, they're not buying this thing. So that means that the so-called core constituency that raised the Democrats to the top, which was the minorities, all right, the Latinos, the African Americans, and whatnot, multiracial, all right, the so-called constituency groups that brought Obama to the White House and put Democrats in power are now turning on the Democratic Party. All right, they're turning away from the Democratic Party. And this is what I see in my crystal ball. Yep. This is what I see in my crystal ball. All right. Oops. Yep. This is what I see in my crystal ball here. All right. So the minorities are leaving the Democratic Party. They're abandoning the Democratic Party. And you notice any Democrat that runs on Obamacare gets booted out. All right. So this thing is a disaster. Okay, we have Sebelius resigning because of this, and now because of the disaster of Obamacare. All right, the minorities are not buying it. Okay, they are leaving the Democratic Party and shifting focus to the party with the better policies. That's right. Okay. So this is what's happening. Okay, my friends. The Democrats just don't get it. Okay. They have insulted. They have insulted they have insulted the minorities. Okay, they have insulted the minorities, and so this marks the beginning of the end of the Democratic Party. Okay, shifting down the road here, we have here now. Okay, we have what I am predicting down the road here is now who will the who will the so Obamacare just doesn't cut it for the minorities here, and now shifting even further down the road, the crystal ball reports that we have a new rising star in the Republican Party. All right, in the Republican Party, of which now we have a new rising star in the Republican Party, of which from that we now know that the Republican Party, due to the Tea Party, is now enthusiastic and rising, all right, as the Democrats fall, all right, and the new rising star in the Republican Party, for 2016, all right, I'm going to get this on the screen, now our crystal ball, marks the our crystal ball marks, There are several rising stars in the Republican Party now. There's Marco Rubio, there's Ted Cruz, there's Mike Lee, but the main rising star that I can see that is shifting the focus and making things more of a challenge for the Democrats, all right, is Rand Paul, the senator from Kentucky. All right, a senator from Kentucky. Yep, that's right, Rand Paul. And I'm gonna show you this on the screen here. Rand Paul is the rising star. And now picture this down the road here, and this is a message to Obama. Because of Obamacare. Now, in a Paul administration, see the writing is already on the wall. We know that Rand Paul won the straw poll twice in the CPAC conference. In the CPAC conference, and now we see that as a result, Rand Paul is actually the number one the number one contender for the GOP. All right. In fact, so as we see that we take hold up. Now we take Rand Paul as our nominee, and he goes on to beat any Democrat contender, including Hillary, right? So he goes on to beat any Democrat contender, and he beats Hillary per se, all right, and then we have a Paul administration, Now, his first act in the administration, and so leading up to this though, I gotta go back a bit because leading up to this. We will see that Rand Paul is gonna win big this year, and the Republicans are gonna take control of both houses of Congress. All right, so this is in our crystal ball report. All right, that the Republicans will take control of both houses of Congress. All right, both houses of Congress. You understand me? All right.
I don't think.
And and then Rand Paul in 2016 will be the nominee. All right, will be the nominee. And then in a Rand Paul administration, Rand Paul. All right, take his first action. And this is a note to Obama. All right, Obama and the Democrats. All right, a note to Obama and the Democrats that in a Paul administration, his very first act, along with the Republican-controlled Congress, in both houses of Congress, they will repeal and replace Obamacare, and they will replace it with a more free-marketed solution to healthcare that includes personal health savings accounts. Yep. And that, my friends, will be better for the country. Okay, so we will look forward to Rand Paul getting the nomination and winning big, and the Republicans winning big this year. All right. And I know that everybody will love this. All right. But anyhow, okay, so that, my friends, is my crystal ball report. Okay. All right. And that, my friends, is my crystal ball report. All right. So we now know that, okay, and now evidence now points to, okay, we now shoot up further down the line here that new evidence of the Benghazi cover-up. Okay, now here's a little hint. The cover-up now. Hillary's State Department was involved. Okay, there's talk of emails that were sent to Susan Rice. Okay, by I think his name is Ben Warner or something like that. But anyhow, the talking points were evolved from the email that was sent to Susan Rice, so she could go on all the TV news talk shows and spew that lie about the tape, the anti-Muslim video. All right. So it was, but it all started. Okay, it all started when Hillary Clinton got up there. Okay, Hillary Clinton got up there. Okay, and said that the attack on the Benghazi outpost was a result of the anti-Muslim film that had nothing to do with it. And she said she discredited the film and she said it was disgusting and everything else. All right, but then the emails. But then there was an email that was sent to Susan Rice that had the exact same thing that Hillary said. Okay, on it, but it wasn't sent by Hillary. But this whole thing was started from Hillary. Okay, Hillary started this whole mess. All right, and they were watching it in real time. They knew it was a terror attack, and they knew that the anti-Muslim film that had nothing to do with the terrorist attack. And in fact, they knew that Ansar al-Sharia was involved, took credit for it, the attack. Okay, and we lost 4 Americans, including an ambassador. Now, why Hillary started this nonsense about the tape, about the film? Okay, this was a cover up from the start, because she knew that this thing happened on her watch, and she lost 4 Americans, including an ambassador. That hasn't happened in 30 years. Okay, and she didn't want to take responsibility for it. Okay, and of which, as of late, she has recently said that she regrets what happened in Benghazi. But that's not enough. Okay. And remember when she got up there and she got grilled by Rand Paul? All right. And saying that that what difference does it make? Oh, it makes a darn good a difference. All right. All right. So Benghazi is now a big issue, and this is going to tear down the Obama administration. In fact, Obama's foreign policy is a disaster. All right. Okay. In fact, if you look up in the New York Times. Okay, hold up a second. Okay, wait. Okay, if you look up in the New York Times, even criticizes right on the front page, criticizes and tears down Obama's foreign policy. All right. Okay, and it says from the start, it says President Obama. Okay, and this is a New York Times from last week. All right, but anyhow, all right, it says, okay, President Obama encountered setbacks to two of his most cherished foreign policy projects on Thursday, which was last week. Okay, or a couple weeks ago. Okay, as he failed to advance a trade deal that undergirds his strategic pivot to process to Asia and the Middle East peace process, suffered potentially irreparable breakdown. Mr. Obama had hoped to use his visit to announce an agreement under which Japan, beef, poultry, and pork, a critical step toward the trade pact. But Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was not able to overcome enhanced resistance. Okay, but in Jerusalem, it says in Jerusalem, Israel announced that it was suspending stalemated peace negotiations with the Palestinians. Okay, so as you can see on the front page of the New York Times, even criticized and down instead of praising Obama, it's actually reporting the facts on his failed foreign policy. Wow. Okay. And with that, my friends, okay, on Benghazi, I have received a letter from Rand Paul, okay, and it says, Dear William, okay, recently I appeared on Sean Hannity's TV show to discuss the latest developments in the Benghazi scandal. Emails were released that revealed Obama administration officials shaping former UN Ambassador Susan Rice's talking points for her appearances on Sunday talk shows after the attack on our consulate in Benghazi. The email stated the goal was to underscore that these protests were roofed in an internet video and not a failure of policy. For 2 years, the administration howled at any suggestion that the White House politicized the attack at Benghazi to distract from President Obama's failed policies. Okay, but these emails demonstrate the White House was fully involved in trying to cement a false narrative about the attack. So I hope you'll take a few minutes and watch the video. Well, okay, but anyway, he concludes that it's outrageous that the White House was more concerned with spin than it was concerned about the truth. All right. In other words, the Obama government lied about Benghazi. All right. And what happened? So now we have a government accountability survey that we would like people to take. Okay. But should members of Congress continue to press for answers from former Secretary of State Clinton and the Obama administration over Benghazi? I say yes. Okay. Should cabinet level officials be held accountable for their department's failure to comply with government regulations like average American citizens? I say yes. And should Obama administration officials who illegally rewrite and delay certain Obamacare provisions to avoid political retribution be held accountable? I say yes. And should government officials like former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, who knowingly lied before Congress, be tried for perjury? I say yes. And should a hiring and budget freeze be placed on the U.S. State Department until the $6 billion in lost taxpayer dollars is accounted for, and proper contracting procedures to protect against waste, fraud, and abuse are met? I say yes to that as well. All right. And with that, we take it to the phones. All right. So the number is 272-3835 is the number. All right. Okay. It is May 5th, 2014. Okay. So who is paying attention here? All right. 272-3835 is the number. All right. But mind you, so that comes from Rand Pack. And we are on a mission here, okay, to get support for Rand Paul, all right, who is running for president, okay. He's already traveled to some of the key states like New Hampshire and Iowa and whatnot. He is our GOP favorite. And my friends, okay, there is a time when we now see that the Democrats now are falling fast. You understand me? Okay. There's no way to put it in I mean, because these Democrats, they just are just so out of touch with the American people here. All right. Okay. Now, on voter ID, they just, you know, they reward illegal activity. All right. Okay. So with all this, okay. So, and this is why the Democrats are also against term limits. Okay, because they know that they're without term limits. All right. They can go on becoming career politicians and take us for every dime that we got. All right. And we cannot trust the government as it is. All right. And if you listen to Rand Paul's speeches, all right, you will get a lot of where he's coming from. All right. I agree with Rand Paul wholeheartedly. All right. Because this is the time for action. Okay. We have an administration that is not even leading. All right. You know, they said he was leading from behind before, but no, he's not even leading from behind. He's just sitting there. He's just there. He's, you know, something happens. He's just there. All right. He's like the overseer, okay, and he doesn't respond to disasters that well. Okay, we had the BP over oil spill. It took him 3 months to respond to that. All right. Then the the terrorist attack in Benghazi. You know, he was slow to respond to that and blamed it on a YouTube video. All right. And the Boston Marathon bombing, he was just there. He just said a speech. You know, didn't go after the bad guys really. And before, all of this stuff happened, right? Okay. Happened under his watch, okay? Whereas under George W. Bush, if this would have happened under George W. Bush, okay, and he didn't respond well, the media and the left would be all over him, okay? We are now sitting underneath the rulership of a failed president. Okay, he's been president for 6 years now? You know? And it's just not working out. All right. We have disaster after disaster after disaster. And he's just not getting it. It's not computing. All right? My friends. All right? We have a situation, okay, where everything bad under this president has happened already. All right? Obamacare is a disaster. All right? That's bad. The stimulus package was a disaster. All right? The economy is still in the tank. Okay? We have less jobs now than ever before. All right? And I just can't stress this enough. All right? We need to take action, change hands in Congress, and change hands in the White House. All right? It is time for the Republicans to rise up. All right? No more of this nonsense. All right? No more of this nonsense. We need strong leadership. Strong leadership from people who are going to be true to their word. All right? As far we can't trust a single word that Obama has said. And this is the man that the minority constituency supported, and now they're having buyer's remorse because they're not even enrolling in Obamacare. You know, Obamacare is a failure. Okay, it's just an excuse to go on Medicaid. And Medicaid is going bankrupt. All right. Medicaid, Medicare, it's going bankrupt, and along with Social Security. Okay. And we're not doing a dang thing about Social Security. There's still that big unfunded liability. All right. And by the time I get old enough to retire, that money's not going to be there. Because this administration is the sit-down administration. Okay, he's not taking action. Okay, let's take a look at what happened with Putin. Okay, Putin's winning the Cold War. Okay, this is the new Cold War. Okay, and Putin's winning. Okay, the other dictators like the president of Iran. All right, you know, and Afghanistan's still a mess. You know, we can't trust these world leaders. All right? And they're just walking all over Obama. And Obama looks like a fool because every time he makes threats, he's in places where he looks like he looks like an idiot. Okay? He threatened Putin from the golf course in golf shorts. Right? Okay, You know, and then one time he threatened Putin in a school classroom. You know, it's like, oh wow, big deal. You know, Putin's just walking all over him. You know, Obama's foreign policy is all backwards. You know, and I was surprised that the old gray lady, the New York Times, liberal paper, is actually putting his failed foreign policy out on the front page. And this is the paper that normally protects and defends liberal Democrats. But with Obama, I guess it's another story. Even the mainstream media is picking up on this. All right? Okay? People are waking up. It's amazing. Okay? All of these scandals pop up under this administration, and people are now waking up. Okay? We had a special election in Florida in which the Republican won overwhelmingly against the Democrat. You know? And now more states are going to turn from blue to red. This is all going on, my friends. All of it. Okay? And you can never tell what's going to happen next, especially if the Democrats try their best to if the Democrats really want to win, all right, they would just abandon Obamacare, okay? In fact, okay, there's a guy who's an independent right now, but he was asked, Bernie Sanders, okay, this would be the better alternative to Hillary, all right, but on the Democrat side, but he's an independent now, but he was asked what would he run as if he were to run for president? Okay, and he said he would probably run as a Democrat. Okay, and Bernie Sanders normally sides with the Republicans on a lot of things, especially on Obamacare. He's very outspoken and things, but he would be the better alternative to Hillary. All right, but in that regard, whether it's Hillary, Bernie Sanders, or somebody else on the Democratic Party, running for president, they won't win. Okay, because there's too many scandals now on the Democratic side. All right, too many scandals under Hillary. Hillary's State Department was the most scandalous department in our history. And now we have John Kerry. What next for the Democratic Party? We have all of these fools in the Democratic Party that are just screwing up majorly. Okay? Hillary out of there because of all the scandals under her watch. Okay? And yes, they were Hillary scandals. Okay? Hillary was very much involved. And now, with all of this piling up, okay, we, the Republicans, are going to make clear to the American people that we will have no more of this. No more of this scandalous, illegal activity. No more of the IRS targeting conservatives. No more will we just stand there and allow the federal government to traffic guns to the Mexican drug cartel. And no more will we allow these other scandals to go on. No more career politicians. we will now instate voter ID laws and eliminate voter fraud. That's right, my friends. And with that note, since I had no phone calls, people seem to be asleep at the helm. All right, I am going to take it to another level. Okay, in fact, I take it now to the last words of the night. Okay, now, last words of the night. All right, and as you know, my friends, okay, I have been talking a lot about my new girlfriend, Felicity Smith, whom I love very much and everything. But I so want to emphasize that. But as I focus in on her, right there. Okay, this is Felicity Smith. Okay, and one of her photo shoots there. Okay, but Felicity Smith, very, very beautiful. And anyhow, she had her best friend recently was in the hospital because there was an accident at her work, and I'm gonna take it to that her best friend, Susie. We send a shout out to, and we pray for Susie because she was in an accident, and she had to go to the hospital, and now she has a pretty pink cast on her leg. And I told Susie that sweetheart, I love you, and I pray for fast healing, and when I come out there and visit you, I'm going to sign your cast. All right. But I love you. I love Felicity, and I also love the girls over there. All right. But this is my shout out to Susie and my beautiful woman Felicity. But but we take it to that, and Susie, we pray for fast healing, and we hope you will get that cast off in no time, and maybe I'll wave my magic wand and heal you right then and there. All right. But that's my shout out, Susie. We love you here on Political Point Magazine. And that, my friends, is the last words of the night. And so we take you down that. And that's the last words of the night. Follow me on Twitter at WilliamMetro2. And also, okay, lots of good stuff. Lots of good tweets on there. All right. But also, okay, check us out on the web. Okay, on YouTube. All right. We thank you for watching Political Point Magazine, where the right is right and the left is always on the wrong side of history.